buenos dias, buenos tardes, buenos noches, and todos en todo el mundo. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody all around the world. And thank you for joining us today for another Left 4 Dead 2 competitive shoutcast. My name is MK. I'll be your caster and cameraman for today. And today we have the International Blaze God Level Cup. And man, do we have a treat today. It is going to be a rematch of the grand finals of RBT 7. Uwin against Hokori. And I am going to be joined with the co-caster, Ninal. What a treat we have today, my friend.
Yeah, this is great. Of course, we got Uwin versus Hokori. Amazing in its own right, in the fact that it's the RBT7 flashback, but then you add to the fact that Russia and Peru has been doing so well in a reboot. It's obviously Russia has been just a breakout performance from them. Of course, we can always count on Peru to field a couple teams that are going to do very well in every tournament. But this is pretty much just an amazing match out of the blue here today in the afternoon for us, basically, because with it being Russia, it's already going to be starting to get pretty late for them. But you know what made me the most excited more than anything else, MK, is that we are going to be starting off with an 81% tank. I always love to see how this tank plays out.
Yeah, and that's a great point that you've said this. I mean, we've casted many games where we've seen a lot of the South American teams either choose to like back up and shoot that tank when some teams would run back to the safe room and fight it. So, or you could actually push all the way forward and drop and then spawn the tank on the other side. And it seems to be some of the South Americans like to do, and I would love to see what Russia is going to choose to do with this tank, if they're just going to back up or do whatever. There's 3 different things that could be done. We're going live. Let's see what happens when they get to that tank, if they can get there, of course. Don't think a quad will land before then, but opening attack will be one of the best you could ask for. A jockey charger, smoker, and spitter to open it up, and Uwin has already taken the garage, and it looks like Hokori is holding this attack. And probably going to spring it as they transition out, which is a little surprising because they have a charger. Let's see where they go. And it's going to be Ed Textral taking the first lead with the shotgun. And here comes the jockey. It is going to land. It's going to be a 2-cap, but they clear it. The charger misses. Spit goes on to nothing. And they'll get a little bit of damage here from Hokori. And it'll put down Antextral to 90. His teammate is Akaru, Rake, and Xani. And that's what we're going at. 97.6. Take the other side for us now.
Of course, for Hokori, we've got Zyko, Shockwave, Yaf, and Grizz. Classic Hokori lineup. I actually loved what Hokori did with the first hit. Usually, we see that first hit not be crazy effective unless they can kind of trip up the survivors. It's basically up to the survivors to make a misplay. And you know what? That awning hit isn't too amazing either if the survivors are playing heads up. So Hokori sends it in, they consolidate it into one hit, they guarantee the police or the alarm car hit as well. It doesn't really go their way, didn't really love the charge, but in theory, it was a really cool hit. Following it up, we got a Smoker, Hunter, Jockey, and a Boom. Boom comes in, finds 2. Smoker on Nick. I mean, Nick is just all over the place. The alarm car even getting popped, tons of damage on him. Oh my goodness, no spit needed. Smoker goes in, gets a scratch as well. 87.3%. Almost completely on Axe Turtle.
Yeah, they focused him pretty hard there. A little bit of separation. I don't think the car alarm can do any kind of a delay, though, no. I think maybe it'll slow him down a bit, but I don't know if the infected will have any good spawn locations to take advantage of getting a lot of damage. And it's only a 2-2, but it is a charger jockey. They have one capper to hold them in space to get that spit combo damage, but it doesn't look like Hokori has any plan to do so. They're going to back... Oh, watch out. Akaru's a little separated within Textural from the team. Looks like they want to try to spring on the Uzis in the back with the charger here. And no, Uwin is going to choose to take it on the other side. This is interesting, This is what we were talking about. And this is what the Russians want to do, but they're going to clear the commons out before they take the house.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, they just wanted to press the piano.
I like it.
Wanted to play a little song, a little ditty. We got Shockwave, gonna be the first tank of the match. They don't pressure. They're looking for the hit, but those a charge boom spit there. I guess they're trying to avoid maybe getting double boom, but they're still possibly gonna get double boom. Will it be a single, but Reg eats the rock as well. I mean, lots of questions happening right now for this Uwin team. Only 200 points a chip, and a lot of that was after he got past the helicopter. Usually we see teams go a little bit more aggressive on the chip there, but they are going to be playing it standard with this 81%. Trying to just bring the tank down a very long hallway and clear the SIs as they come.
Ooh, that was close now. That rock was really close. I mean, they're getting pretty good chip now. This isn't terrible. They got a couple hundred off of them. This is going to be the commit. Go ahead, take us away now.
And Shockwave is going to be rolling it in. He's already under 1,000, down to 4,500. With the hit's the most important part, and they will be able to land two. The rock onto Reg. This is going to continue the corner, but I don't know, some elevation. It's all gone to hell for Uwin. They get... Okay, he's with Rochelle. I was kind of like, is he lost in the sauce? But no, he is going to go ahead and finish off Hikaru. But Shockwave will go down after that. Not gonna lie, definitely an acceptable amount of damage if I'm playing on Hokori right now. You got an in cap, you got 2 players popping, make it 3 players popping pills.
Instead of bringing the hunter from the back, from the other side of the tunnel, they went after the Uzi players instead, and it worked out. They got the pounce. The only thing that the rock was a little early, or they cleared it perfectly to be I-framed. And the tank did spread the love, and there wasn't enough focus on the tank, in my opinion, from Uwin. And that tank ends up doing almost 50% damage now. So I think it was a little bit of a ball drop here from Uwin, in my opinion.
Yeah, we saw, I want to say it was Hokori, one of their shotgun players, did basically no tank damage during this. They cleared out every single SI for the team while they were walking it back and letting the SMGs do the job. So Hokori has done no hitters before on the Survivor side. Of course, we'll have to wait and see if that actually happens. There is this in the middle hit. Jockey going to be into away at the same time as they clear the charger. Beautiful clears by Uwin. And if they can clear... Okay, they do go through some spit, but in general, if they can keep this up and guard the DB, they could still have a good recovery here. It's definitely possible.
Yeah, I do believe they're a little separated, but I don't know if it's gonna be... Okay, the spawns are coming up. They got to be careful here. Look at the Hunter, Smoker. They got to get back together. Smoker's going for a pullback. Hunter's got to cover. They're both Uzi players, and the Charger lands, and that's going to be a spit and death spit. And they just separated a little too much, from my opinion, there, Null. And they're going to throw away Hikaru's health. Plus, that's a little bit of damage bonus, too. I like the aggressive push, but a little too much separation there, Null. And now they commit all of their pills down to 271. They lose another 100 there.
That was basically the last shot for Hokori. Yeah, maybe they can sneak in a hit once Uwin gets through this tunnel, but it's usually not going to happen. Look at this. Are you going to beat them into the tunnel with how slow they are, having to pick up row as well? Yeah, not a great situation for Uwin. They do lose a little bit more. I mean, don't get me wrong. They've still got 260 left, but the DB has been cut in half compared to what it was. And that was also... kind of a weaker hit from Hokori there. The hit we're about to see from them in the alley, or rather in the tunnel, should be a lot stronger. There it is. Hunter, Smoker, Charger, Spit. Just a matter of when they want to send it. Gonna immediately go in. Beautiful skeet on the charge, or on the hunt, but the charge will still connect. Smoker Pool going through, and you can see just some great damage. Coach going down, being chunked on the bonus once again. Hokori is making them pay for leaving that DB open after the tank fight.
Yeah, this is big damage. They're down to 170, so they're just treading along onto Uwin, melting their bonus away. The SIs are getting great damage. The tank got great damage. See if Uwin can salvage this 170 bonus with the last set of spawns. It'll be a tri-cap with the Boomer. Here comes the Hunter. Hunter lands, no skeet. Charger misses though, so it'll be only exactly 1 point of damage, and it will not affect the bonus at all. No, they still walk in with 168. Not a bad score, but Hokori can really blow this out if they can take this tank very well, Knock, especially if it's a no-hitter. Uwin could be in danger of going down almost, probably about 400 or 500 if they can ace this tank.
Exactly. If this tank were more threatening, then this Uwin score of 568 might look a little bit more convincing, but for me right now, I'm thinking we're going to see an early Hokori lead after this chapter 1. We'll just have to wait and see, but Hokori almost certainly going to choose to fight it where you ended. What I'm going to expect out of Hokori is more chip as the tank transitions from the tunnel past the helicopter, and I also expect to see the SIs not being able to land. I mean, we saw it was like what, Smoker, Hunter, Jockey, and I think Hunter and Jockey landed at the same time. Smoker was pulling a target as well. I expect the clears to be quicker out of Hokori. This could be a scary round. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's only 400 distance, but still, you can still get some good points on a chapter like this.
Yeah, you can when another team only puts up buck 68, and that was probably like 18-17% bonus now. So just walking in with 50% will give you at least about a 250 point lead, and that's pretty comfortable on Dead Before Dawn 1. But the other chapters later on are worth quite a bit. And then unfortunately, if a team falls behind too much, we do know that this finale is only worth 500 distance. So it's not worth as much as some of the other chapters. So you don't want to be caught too far behind. And of course, we know the infamous chapter 4, where if there's an early tank, it's very rough for the survivors. But let's start it off again here. Hokori taking the opening attack. Jockey, Spitter, Smoker, Charger. See how much damage Uwin can muster, because Hokori was only able to get about 2% and change. Waiting for Uwin to spring the trap now. Let's see when they go.
Yeah, I mean, unless they all drop in from the top, it looks like they're kind of going to mirror the decision by Hokori, except Uwin has their Smoker above rather than off by the other car. The rest of it, I mean, rocket spawns look like they're ready to go. Hokori, obviously, they're the ones that sprung this on their SI side, so they're definitely not being thrown off by the decision for Uwin to hold it. If anything, this just makes them more certain of what Uwin's next move is. So they are going to have to be on point. The SIs are going to have to not give survivors too much of a window to shoot them. Beautiful with the charge, but it misses. Smoke pull. That's it. 1% onto Hokori. That's all they take. Sack order seemed all right. We're definitely going to have a charge, but gonna need to make that police car work. Otherwise, you know, not only a kind of weak tank, but a weak tank is going to have to deal with a lot of 5 punches.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate for the Charger there. No, he actually landed on the survivor's head. It's the worst feeling when you're the Charger. Actually, you're too accurate. You know, that's the problem when you play. With all the other specials, landing on their head would be great, but just the Charger is kind of the worst one. You can even make the Smoker work if you land on their head a little bit, but the Charger is one you don't want that to happen, so it's really unfortunate for the special infected. But, like you said, the sack order was great. They'll get another tri-cap. It'll be a Boomer this time instead of the Spitter. Of course, they'd probably want the Spit, but they can make this car alarm go off and delay them for one more chance for damage. Jockey is also going to pre-spawn the same place as the other side. Hokori trying to get as much pre-damage on that Jockey by blasting all the walls on the little hut to the right. And it looks like there's going to be the transition by the car alarm. Oh, they got him quite a bit. He's down to 115. Some good damage on that Jockey. And here they go. Boomer drops down, gets 2. They get the car alarm. And they're going to back up, and this should cause Uwin to probably wait for another spawn. Maybe not. Then full send it with a full hit and comment. I don't know.
I think you're exactly right. I mean, X-Troll's about to be up, so they bought enough time. The only downside is this weak Jockey. He's already spawned in. He's not really in a great spot. It is going to be a quad. It's going to be tough for the Jockey to land without just getting blown up by Hokori. But they're going to go ahead and send it wide open. Should give plenty of time for clears to come out. Smoker done. Hunter done. Jockey hopping through. Charger missing. And, I mean, there's going to be some damage. Sure, we got Zyko at 81 HP. Shockwave at 92. But we still got 2 people, 5 punches. And in general, just great management of the health by Hokori. Gonna be another hit, but I mean, let's be real, MK. How much damage realistically gets put out with this hit?
Not much. I mean, it's Fu too, isn't it? Oh, no, it's Retro with a Spit, but remember, Uwin went into the tank with about 88% health. So Hokori is up by about a little bit more than 5%, but I do think they'll get one more chance for damage Uwin. It's not going to be easy to get some. I'd almost like to just see the Hunter go from scratches in the bushes, if you're asking me now, but I don't think, like you said, I don't think we're going to get anything like this, especially when it's pre-spawn.
I love that. I love that idea. Not going to really work out. Is going to be, you know, a quad sack, but that's not going to matter. Just going to clear out some comments here. Maybe, you know, percentage gets through. It does, I believe Shockwave was at 97. He's now at 92. So there was some good in this hit. But look at this setup for Hokori. They did take their time, so the SIs are actually, they're ready. They could hit Smoker Jockey Charger is the threat, as Zanny's the tank. You're going to have to see. Look at how aggressively Hokori is positioned, ready to chip. Meanwhile, Ro, Shotgun, playing defense for these SMGs. Grizz stays focused the whole time, but all three SIs spawn in, force him to eventually turn around. He gets a smack. Jockey gets in for a moment. Smoker gets in for a couple dings. I like it out Uwin. Beautifully timed and quite effective. Obviously, damage still going to come out on Zanny. Ooh, look at the aftercare, though. Continuing to get some good chip.
And Zanny's really trying to hide in the bushes to keep this rage. He's being forced to take the same amount of chip. And look at the survivors. They do have the same bonus right now before the tank landed any rocks on the other side. So we got to remember that. Boomer's now popped, and they're just stacking into their tri-cap. Get ready to send Zanny in here. But Hokori could start running backwards, and this tank could be in danger of going AI. But it's not going to be the case. They're going to take this in traditional Hokori fashion. Just hold the S key and have the two Uzis float, while they have one shotgun really separated in the back and one floating around the middle. Here it goes. Then he's going to walk in down to 5K when he walks through the gate. They have a hunter coming from the Uzis, but they have a shotgun with the Uzi players. And they are backing up. They chip him down to 4,300. Here's the Charger. Charger is already dead. I don't know what he was doing. And now the jockey is dead, and the hunter goes, leaving the tank alone. And Uwin, really questionable decision here. And Zanny is going to go AI unless he peeks at these survivors. And this is going to get nothing now. This is a dead tank. This is a very questionable call.
Yeah, okay, they are going to go in. I actually would have liked, instead of the rock, I would have liked, oh my god, the rock does land. We got some spawns, we got a smoker. He goes for the car with 1,000 HP, and Hokori does remember, we got to be a little bit careful, but the smoke pull the charger off to the side. Not going to be able to get it, and that should be it. Rock not landing. I mean, Zanny is doing a great job at trying to recover from what was otherwise a swan dive here. Oh my god, another rock landed by Zanny. You gotta give it to him. I mean, he got damage where 99.9% of people would have gotten nothing there. I mean, that was insanity out of Zanny for me. I loved it. But yeah, obviously, you know, it is going to be a big win for Hokori at the end of the day. I would have even loved, instead of that rock, you know, commit with your hunter. He got the down. You maybe could have been able to get a corner set up. In a desperation situation, but as a whole, I mean, you gotta hand it to Zanny. He did what he could.
Yeah, no support. Got 3 rocks out of it. Not bad. Good value considering the situation. But let's see if they can follow up with this tri-cap to charge. Wait, what? Oh, he hit the door frame. I thought he had that perfectly set up. The jockey lands. Spitter was not ready, and the Spit just runs forward, waits for the charger to despawn. And just a little bit of damage left on the board by you, and unfortunately, that charger had a survivor completely separated. Now, if he would have landed that, I think he gets a punch and a slam with Spit.
Yeah, I like the play. Not typically how you see that play get laid out in that area, but it had good intentions for sure. Now going to be having a 2-2 Smoker Charger, and I don't think Uwin really wants to be down 500 points after Chapter 1. I really don't think that was in the plan for Uwin. They're going to need to find some damage at some areas where Hokori is typically very good at shutting it down. This is really the last bastion here. It looks like a playground, but it's actually the last bastion. But they're not. It looks like Uwin just wants to save and wait for Hokori to get a little bit deeper towards the tunnel, or maybe even into the tunnel.
Yeah, I'll take the shotgun.
Ammo here.
They do go into an enclosed space, right? Spawns are available. Hokori obviously no. In comes the charge. Gonna save. He's giving it away at this point. What's the plan for Uwin at this point? They have no more surprise factor. Charger is locked into a side room with no hope of exiting. All they can do is just stand here. Was the event even triggered, or was this all a bait? Anyways, a smoke, bit, being left with a spit boom. Going to be a quad sack.
Yeah, they baited him.
Yikes.
They baited him.
Yep.
And it worked beautifully, shutting down Uwin. No damage with that hit.
Wow.
Yeah, they got baited. It was well done by Hokori. And Uwin kind of fumbling for damage here. They need to get something at the end. They do have a quad, but I don't know if it's going to be feasible to land this here. They call the go-go. The hunter goes first. The charger walks in. The jockey doesn't even spawn because he was thought he would get that room. Doesn't get it. And here comes the jockey. Just gets melted, and that is about 1% worth of damage from a quad. Don't know, Nav. Looking rough for Uwin so far.
Yeah, obviously, we're not going to expect to get a ton of damage from a quad in this area, but the really bad part about that being a quad was now we got the 2-2. You'd rather that boom be literally anything else in this situation. Charger Hunter, it definitely got some threat. Shotguns need to land. Charger gets in. They do get a little bit more damage, but as you can see, boom, a complete non-factor there. Spit does manage to save. Can maybe try to help block, but look at how far away he has to run, trying to get back into Ghost. I don't know. It's really rare to see damage come out here, and it's looking like today's not the day for Uwin, at least at this last hit. They're going to try it. Jockey, Smoker, Hunter. Smoker. No, Spitter gets picked. Smoker does eventually come out, lands the Hunter. You know, a little bit of damage. Take what they can get.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, what, almost 500 points, a little less.
Yep.
I think it's going to be 984 to 568. Hokori looking really strong so far. See if Uwin can bounce back on chapter 2.
Yeah, this is still definitely doable. Obviously, 420-ish is going to be the advantage for Hokori, which is obviously not bad at all, considering there's only 400 distance on the chapter. We head to the mall, which is, to me, a bit of a misnomer for chapter 2. It's kind of strange, but regardless, it's a good chapter. 78% tank is interesting. I'm thinking, do you remember the chapter 2 tank that had us losing our minds? I don't remember the exact match that it was, but I think it quite possibly was a 78%.
And that's what we have now, and they are already
That is what we have.
And they ready up so fast.
Yeah,
It's awesome. We are already live, and again, it's been quite a few games since we've casted here now, and the infected have no desire to watch the safe room because there is a survivor unprotected in the back. There's a spawn right behind this door where my camera is, where if you can win the 1v1 with this survivor in the safe room, that is guaranteed damage, especially with the hunter, and they allow Hokori to come out. I can't tell
when will
you.
they learn?
How many games have we casted where it's been left open and nobody has taken advantage except one time? And it was in the lower division that did it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I think it was the lower division match and set at the 78% tank that is saying what is going on. Look at the Hunter spawn while we're talking things. What is going on? Hunter will get picked. Jockey getting in. Does get in for just a little bit, but that is it. Shut down. Gotta say, I'm kind of shocked that was 3.3%. They still pushed a lot of damage on Diaf there.
Yeah, that was quite a bit. I'm not quite sure where it came from either. All from Zanny. Zanny doing most of the damage, but some common infected, I think, snuck in there. Also got a slap on the Grizz and Zyko. But I do believe they'll be able to get this event started. They have a tri-cap with Spit. Do they want to hit before they started or not? I don't know how Uwin feels about it. Maybe they want some commons to be in the mix, especially with a David asking for some help as a caster, but pretty sure that was a misclick.
Right.
But let's see where this charger tries to come from. And they're trying to bait him again. They're not hitting the button. See if Uwin falls for it again. Oh no, they hit it this time. Okay, it was hit.
Yeah.
And they know there's a spitter, so they can't run in the building. Commons are in now. We should see the special infected come in any second. The charger has a nice rocket spawn. He can strafe right into them. I don't know what they're waiting for. There's a lot of commons here. Hunter's making noise. No specials yet.
Dude.
What is going on here? The charger despawns to another spot. Hokori's backing off. Okay, here they come. The charger gets melted. The stunner gets skeeted. And I don't know what took so long from you in there, but believe it or not, no, they did lose 3% bonus from nothing else than the commons. Somehow.
But dude, it's taken it. That's their second hit. I can guarantee you Hokori's gonna get like at least 3 hits by this time. They get through into this area again, uncontested by a hit. That was actually why Uwin wanted to send it so fast, because like they're like, we have to sack this or we're not going to get our hit in. And now they have to back up all the way here. I mean, Uwin is so ridiculously off tempo, and they went off tempo in favor of this hit that didn't work out at all. And actually, I know exactly why it didn't work out. But the thing is, Hokori is moving so quickly that they're not even giving me time here. There's no spit for this stairwell hit. They're allowed to walk completely across the gangplank. Charge does drop in from behind and gets the wall connection. Jockey now in 2 to way. Boom onto 1, no 2. Oh, Coach does drop down, and now they've got to send a player down. We got to send the Boom player down to help them unlock here. Okay. So they do actually squeeze some more damage through. I guess Uwin's got to be happy about that. But the survivors walked so close to this area where the rocket spawn is, and it made the charger despawn and try to go for that, and then they moved the other way, and they just threw the charge off. He didn't know where to come from. It was speaking of, I mean, we do get some standing spit, we get some smacks, but the hit is shut down. But you know what, MK, we are close to that tank. I think it's going to be so easy for Hokori to just run back, though, because the hit's down.
Yeah, but...
Dude!
Yeah, they do. I don't think Uwin's used to this tank spawn, but...
Oh my god.
They get the run back for free, and this is going to be devastating for Uwin on their survivor side. Yeah, this is going to be really bad when it comes to Uwin's survivor. We'll see what happens right now. Hikaru gets the tank. Got to play good for his survivor, or his infected team. Boomer goes in for a sack. Tank's going to go for a curve rock. Whoop, not going to get it. Now he just has to wait for his team to get in there. But one thing to note and all is that I'm pretty sure that none of the special infected landed yet this map, and they still lost 16% of their bonus.
That is actually such a good. You're absolutely right. It's all been scratches or standing spit. I'm pretty early comments or friendly fire.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's a lot of damage, though, considering, though. I mean,
yeah,
it's not a lot of damage in general, but all right, here he goes, Hikaru, and he needs something for his team big. Wow, he's already down to half HP when he gets to the top. What a focus, down to 2100, gets his first punch at 17, another punch. He only has 400, where's his health? They're going in, the jockey lands. The rock covers, they don't get the clear. The tank can't get there, and this tank is gonna die. They'll get good damage. Oh, he gets another punch. He has 200 HP, and they'll get an in-cap. Shockwave loses all of his health, and this is gonna turn out to be a pretty good tank from Uwin. And let's get a point evaluation on the pickup. I think the jockey was the only thing to land so far, and they're down to 42.2% with one jockey landing the entire map.
That tank was bonkers. I mean, the tank is hit down to 2k HP almost instantly, but Hokori can't finish the job. That's why it's so dangerous to go for a play like that. It looks so like it's such an attractive offer. Oh my god, just melt the tank and then the game is done. But it rarely plays out that simplistically. With 1k, 2k HP left, he gets a full extra in-cap. Oh my god, the hit comes in. Now the Hunter's gonna land. He eats a ton of standing spit. Yap does to run through. The hit does eventually get shut down, but I mean, the jockey and the charge double teaming a guy, they completely downed Zyko, and he was almost at full HP. It fell apart, and it's like, it can look so good, you know, we lose our minds, but then the 2K, it finds so much value as players are reloading their guns, the chaos of the SIs, etc.
And then speaking of that, the safe room is within their grasp. This is the last chance for damage coming out from Uwin. The tank did incredible damage. The jockey is coming in. Here comes the charger. The charger does not take the jockey for some reason, and the damage will be minimal. I have no idea why the charger did that. And they'll walk in with 524, and I think just Uwin's making a couple misplays each chapter and all. Wow.
I feel like Uwin's philosophy here a little bit on their SIs has been, you know, we're on higher pinks here, They are in orange, yes, but we got Shockwave in red. And actually, a lot of Hokori members did have to artificially inflate their ping. Like, I'm looking at, I want to say, 255 ping on Shockwave. You know, still in the 150s range or higher for other Hokori members. And I think Uwin wants to spread the love a little bit more with their hits, whereas on a lower ping match, you would want to be stacking one player and getting the damage where you can. But the thing is, Hokori is so good at shutting down hits that you really need to just stack the damage where you can. Like you said, with the jockey into the charge, like that was a perfect opening right there. Didn't need to be greedy with it, just needed to get the damage where they can. And, you know, let's see how the damage comes out on the Hokori side. Jockey separation around the tree. They can't clear him. Triple boom. Run through the spit. It's a great hit. It's going to slow down Uwin. It's going to allow Hokori to get their next hit in quicker and keep up the tempo. Oh my goodness.
Look at that. Oh, that's almost 7% damage with the 2-2 that they had. That is great value. Very slow clear on the jockey as we see Rake and Aztec Scroll go down in the low 80 range. Zanny still at 100, Hikaru at 98, so they still have survivors, a couple of tank punches in the 5 range. Hunter just kind of gave himself, Ye's going to die for that for sure. Smoker lands, Charger's not even close. It was a quad attempt that gets only a couple of dings of damage. Oh, Smoker gets an M2, so they'll dig him below 90% with that scratch from the pole. And event has started, and like you said, they're going to get a 3rd hit before this event is even halfway over now. It's like you were saying on the other side.
Exactly. They're going to get this hit in, and you know what, MK? They're also going to get the hit inside the warehouse as they're walking through the gates, and then still be able to get the stairwell hit. It's a snowball effect. Uwin was very slow on their hits and also off tempo, and this is just the result of that. But the question is, can Hokori actually get damage out of this? Like, that quad wasn't amazing. This is gonna be a Hunt Spit. Don't get me wrong, but it's just gonna be a Hunt Spit. 87.5% still for Uwin, but you can see the effects of the difference in SI tempo here.
Yeah, I mean, they still have, what, another like 40% of the map to navigate. And remember that Hokori went into the tank with 84% even, so Uwin can still tighten this up a bit and sharpen up the damage that they have taken and negate most of this to actually be in the lead. They got to regroup. They're really separated. And they have an Uzi in the front. I don't know what they're doing, and that's going to get them charged. Uwin just out of position with their survivors, and you don't want to see an Uzi take the lead with a Hunter on the prowl. But the fortunate thing is they should be able to take this choke point without spawns being able to stop them.
They have to execute properly, have to be able to jump across on the first try. They do all get across, they get out. There's a spit here, so there was danger of the stairwell hit. But, oh my god, they're just going to... Wow, okay, they want to send it really quick. And potentially still... I'm not sure what the plan was there from Yap. He obviously wanted a different SI.
It's a tank. I think they wanted to split it for the run back. They got to kill everything quick if that's what they want. I think it's too late.
Exactly. I think it is. But maybe Yap. No.
Yeah, they don't got
2 players down below.
You know what? They don't got a Charger or a Hunter to hold them stationary, so I think they get back clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works out for them.
Wow.
Only because they didn't have the right specials. No boom either. That's good. Oh, the pole gonna get the clear. The tank's coming in. Oh, no, look at this. He gets a punch onto Nick. He goes over, gets another punch on Nick's jumping. He switches over to Karu. The tank's already half health. Smoker has landed. He punched the survivor on top of this. Here he goes. There's his first in cap. He gets out with 2,100. Yap now has the high ground. This is not good for the survivors at all that he has the high ground. But they're going to be able to get the pickup. They might even just run forward on him here. But he's actually guarding the door. So they're going to have to fight this tank right here. No. Wow, what a crazy turn of events. The rock does not land. The survivors have their back against the fence. There's nowhere they can go right now. And they only have a 2 cap with the boomer, so this is one thing that's benefiting the survivors. The boomer comes out, he does grab one, the rock lands onto Ellis, and they're getting even more value, and it's almost the round 1 by Hokori. Let's see if they get anything more. The rock comes out, it does miss. Hikaru is kind of a lot of commons on him right now. And Yap still holding on to 65% frustration, dropping down quickly, 1700 HP. He throws another E-Rock around the corner. It's not going to land. There's a Hunter on the right. There's a Charger on the left. Now there's a Jockey in tow. He is in. His Tri-Cap is coming in. The tank is already dead, and it's the 2-Cap coming in with the 2 charge. Slow clears coming out, and they're going to get incredible damage from the SI, but they shut the tank down. And what a job by Hokori so far. Great damage now. Beautifully done.
Yeah, I mean, great on both sides, honestly. I mean, Hokori obviously shattering the bonus. They're going to win this chapter by another 200-ish, but I felt like you, or more. But I felt like Uwin did recover, very smooth job at actually killing that 1700 HP tank with the hit coming in at the same time. Hunter ricochets through, is going to get skeeted. Spitter getting picked as well. Smoke Boom dies last, so Jockey, Hunter, charge, spit, strong close quarters hit is what they're going to have up next. And I mean, I love the rock play. We had 2 just dry rocks being tossed out, which is not something you often see. And the other one tossed with just a boom, and it finds it actually connects. It was really intriguing rock play out of Hokori. It worked very well. Now we've got a hit coming in. Jockey gonna land. That's gonna okay. Charge gets in as well with the spit. Definitely gonna be able to continue the damage output. Hikaru's quick thinking gets up on top, but they did lose quite a bit. Going from, let's see, they had 375 post tank. They're now at 286. So hey, losing less than 100 through that area, not bad. But still, I mean, look at the scoreline. Huge Hokori win.
Yeah, they are up. What is it? Oh, that's a pretty good delta now. It's over 700 now. That's gonna be. Oh, let's see. We're gonna have to really see where this tank is. I don't think we've seen a tank pre-event in a long time. I'd like to see it. Let's see if it'll give it to him. Will it?
Not today. Not today. It is going to be 70% on the tank. As for the hit, because for those of you who don't know, Chapter 3 of Dead Before Dawn is very unique in that there is an infinite event pretty much right at the start of the chapter, and pressing the button is a very important part of that event, so teams will try to shut it down and prevent the button from being pressed to end the event, which means we've got a Smoker Hunter Boom Spit 2-2. Yeah, Boom does manage to spawn in and dies off. Doesn't fight. Actually, they send in. I was wondering about this. Do they send in the Hunter as well? And this might have been a mistake because I mean that took a bit. And Hokori, 12 seconds left until Red gets back up. I think they should be fine to press the button in its entirety. In response, they're going to get a Jockey and a Charger. Charger's late. Just now getting its spawn available. It's trying to go. Hit comes in. Smoker pull. No, just going to be singles. Ah, okay. That comes out second to delay. Spit's still alive, but the Smoker's dead. And they're just going to be trying to prevent Hokori from pressing the button while trying to get some damage out. They obviously know about this charge. Easy clear for Coach. Very confident melee level there. Jockey lands onto Coach. And then the second spit does manage to come out into a triple boom. And they're continuing. I mean, this hit's already worth 10%. The button has not been pressed. And this is a huge moment for Uwin.
Yeah, they'll get it now, but that is pretty impressive. That's over 10% on the button. And I'm very impressed at the delay there now. That was a good delay that we haven't seen in quite some time. So Uwin with a great bounce back, 10% damage plus 0.5. They killed, they just pre-spit. And I think they're going to save, it looks like they're going to save this either for the vent or for the first turn by the stage inside the casino. Or, actually, I don't know what this place is called. The Real Zoe Strip Bar, but it also has casino tables, so I don't even know what this thing is really called now.
Who knows, honestly. We are going to have the spit. Okay, able to go back into Ghost, I think. Well, he's still running. He's trying to beat the clock. They are actually already getting into the vent. Spitter's still trying. Okay, he does get back into Ghost, but I mean, look, they're going so quick, trying to drop down. Hokori does slow it down. They drop 2 down. Hunter skeet. Smoker tongue not getting cleared. Does eventually get cleared. Of course, coach is standing right there to clear the tongue. Easy sidestep on the charge that drops through. And with that hit diffused, 87.5% health left for Hokori. With the advantage that they're already at, I think they're going to be feeling quite comfortable with the outcome after 2 hits.
Yeah, that that Hunter was a little questionable. And it's the easiest place to get the skeet. Hunter gets shut down. It is going to be a 2-2 with the jockey and the Hunter now. Spawns are all above the survivors, and the survivors just take refuge underneath for now. In the Red Bar Cafe, or the Red Flight Bar Cafe, they're just going to sit here and take the first hit, it would seem, before they run down in that room. Okay. See what they can do. Hunter is up, and they go for a shotgun player. He doesn't get the skeet, but he also doesn't land in the first pounce with a nice triple boom. And actually, they get some good damage from that. And Hokori, now with this boom, probably going to wait a little bit before they take a safer location for the next set of spawns. And here they go down into the danger room, I guess we can call it, which is actually the safe room.
It's quite ironically termed danger room because there's a severe lack of danger when the survivors are in it. They did, I think in the Red Flight Bar and Cafe, you definitely got some melees that you can get. I think they did manage to get one in there. In comes the hit. Smoker into the spit. Coach gets the spit. Grizz actually just wallowing in the spit there for a bit. They're down to 80%. They actually get some minor, I mean, hey, 80%, it is what it is. When they drop down with 87.7%, you can expect them to hold the great majority of that. So at least Uwin is able to push a little bit of damage through.
Yeah, actually all the commons run to the back vent and just disappear. They don't even know where they're going. That's kind of funny. Actually, I followed them there and all, so they just go to the back thing and despawn. I know, sir, you're there watching. Please take this door away. Don't let the survivors hide in that room anymore. It's such a terrible place. He probably left now that we said something. But the Recro Bank is open. And the infected have done a total of 10% damage so far before the tank is up. Remember, there is a lot of opportunity for damage on this chapter. A ton of spawns. And there is a survivor just watching this vent. He's literally just standing there in the vent. It is an Uzi player, though. Let's see. The jockey is pre-spawned. Do they want to go for this? Okay, the commons are now done. So it looks like they're going to wait and hit a little bit later. Hunter from the back. Charger comes in. And it'll be a pound spit. The Charger lands 2, but they don't spit on the Charger. They do get quite a bit more damage, though, down to 73.3. Oh my gosh, the tank spawned literally on the other side of the wall and right next to the survivors. Wow.
It's something to think about for Hokori if they want to potentially save the hit. But obviously the thing is, it's a huge trade-off. As we see Coach trying to juggle a weapon, he actually manages to juggle a Chrome pretty far there. Points, but we are back live with Reg as a tank. Boom, hopping in and finds 2. Interesting way to start off the tank after this pause.
Yeah, but he's nowhere close to be in. That's the only problem. That boom won't do anything. As Rake is getting ready to go in. There goes the early pull. He tries to transition over. He pays not as much as I thought he was going to pay for that. And they didn't want to be too aggressive because it's an easy corner if you come around there too wide and all. And you have 2 survivors all the way in the back not able to shoot the tank. Gotta be careful. Too greedy sometimes doesn't work.
I think this is going to be Uwin adding a Charger to the list. Indeed it is. Rag going to run in, 300 HP down. Look at Hokori so bunched up. They know they can get away with this chip, and they take advantage of it. Now they walk into the danger zone. We've got potential charge. Charge going for the 1v1 with Nick. I don't know what that was all about. He even gets the win on the jockey at the same time, and he's going to be able to shut down the Hunter. No, he doesn't get the skill on the Hunter. I mean, dude, if Zyko had gotten all of that, that would have been absolutely ridiculous. But taking a fight against him is heavily questionable, and he does shut down SI after SI. Of course, some good damage does still come out from the tank, but damn, they tried it with Zyko, and he shut it down.
Yeah, he definitely does. I mean, look at, they were at what, 73% bonus down to 39.4.
Yeah.
The tank was okay, not bad at all. The spitter, I don't know what the spitter is doing. Oh, Putu, I get it. Oh, he backs up into the spit. Questionable there. Zyko, they take quite a bit of damage. The boomer sack at the end. And good spawns coming up. 547 left with that 35.5% bonus. And they still probably have, I think, 2 hits. No, maybe 3 if they get some good value with the next one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm shocked by how effective the tank was from Uwin. They're continuing to find damage, and this place, I feel like, okay, wow, walking right into this is exactly what you mentioned on Uwin's side, was why is the SMG leading the way, getting hit by the charge, getting hit by the hunt, getting hit by everything in the spit as well, and then Hokori responds in tow with the exact same mistake here on Chapter 3. They get spiked down to 400 bonus. Goodbye to about half of their DB. And they're limping. I mean, Grizz is quite slow here. This definitely opens up a possible door, but it's going to be tough. It does look like they're going to be able to get in, no problem. Spit attempting. Still, 700 and 389 on the bonus. 1088. Not bad, over 1,000 points, but this is doable for UN.
Absolutely it is. Let's see. Remember, they were down about 600 here, so let's see what... So if they want to come back on this chapter, which definitely won't happen, I think it's 71% around the range is what it would take to tie it. That would be about a 600 delta difference, but we all know how long this chapter is now. This is one of the most difficult chapters to hold on to the bonus, just because of how many attacks you got to take, even in safe areas. There's just so many sets of spawns. But we should see a boomer sack. Or do they full send?
They do walk in the boom for 2.
I don't believe they'll be ready. They should be able to take this with only 3. And it's not a charger either. They're really trying to bolt it. I don't know if they'll make it in time.
Yeah, this is going to be the jockey, but this could still be a solid hit. They're going to run it up, Smoker pre-spawns in. This kind of does make you think that it's going to be a 1-by-1 move. Smoker first. Yeah, it is going to be 1-by-1. Hikaru pressing the button. The spit, and oh, wow, they flip it on its head, and Uwin is going to get chunked to hell and back from that. They're stuck there in the spit. Oh my god, I love out of Hokori. Just when you think they're going one way, they flip it up and do something that you didn't expect. 82.9%, they finally press the button. Wow. That's the kind of stuff that I love to see when I'm casting for Hokori.
Yeah, that was big damage. They were all swimming in the spit. Nobody was really watching the spawn. They just kind of let the jockey drop in. Boomer drops in for a sack, and we should see a hit towards the vents for sure. I highly doubt we see another hit unless Hokori throws us a curveball and tries to hit in an unorthodox area. But if you hit now, you're not going to get a shot at the event.
Right. Yeah, you definitely just want to play it chill here. Get a great hit at the vent, which they've got set up. Hunter, Charger, Jockey, and a Spit. Had plenty of time to not only get the damage, but also set up for exactly what they want. But the Hunter gets picked. They walk into the charge Spit, though. That damage is guaranteed. Spit barely making it across, but it is going to drop him below 80%. Jockey dropping in for another percentage or so. Dropping him down to 77.7% for the remaining bonus. Not bad damage from Hokori at all.
No, not bad. Chipping away. 77.7, as you said. No jackpot. just the numbers that they have. No jackpot. And they actually have a tri-cap with the boomer, and they have a survivor slow, and they're going to take advantage of this. Good clears, though. Not a lot comes out. Only 0.1. So we're going to go live now. We'll talk about this as soon as this boomer dies off. Boomer gets a boom. They trigger the event. And down to the danger room they go. They are in. But the only problem is now, let's say if they are able to send every spawn and keep him in there, but then they're only going to have the tank by himself in a tight area, which isn't bad. But with no SI, the survivors should be able to kill that tank with only 1 inch cap. That's the only downside. You need at least 1 capper to help you.
You're right. You're right.
But then you're also probably guaranteed you're not going to wipe. But the Charger, nice rocket in there. Not going to land. The spit goes in. Pull out of the spit. And they take almost nothing to this. And, okay, no, if they can shut down one more set of spawns and get this tank up, they will be 3% better in this tank position than Hokori was in this current scenario. But I can't talk right now.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, the damage got through, actually, onto Hokori. They had that brilliant second take that made Uwin look a little bit silly, but other than that, like, the damage actually did get through onto Hokori in the 2 hits once the button was pressed. One after another, they got some good damage in. So, we'll see here. SIs are waiting. They're holding. We don't know what Zyko is going to be quite yet, but it's either going to be a quad or a 3-1. They send it in now. Hunter hopping around, charging a common infected. Hunter will jockey into the Hunter. They will go ahead and get Hikaru. Ah! And Ellis as well. Down goes Hikaru. Oh my goodness. The 5th SI that no one expects is actually just the CIs. There was so many of them wrapping around, and where were the clears, bro? At the same time, there was definitely some potential for the other 2 survivors to shoot those commons a little bit more. And look at Uwin, they bring in the tank with plenty of commons left. One boom comes out, and they're going to be able to bring it down. They're going to take it up here.
Nobody's focusing the tank, though. The tank's just going to take the high ground, it would seem. And that was very questionable by Uwin. They were in the room, spawns came up, and then they left.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, and there were still commons coming in yet, and that's why they lost 20% of their bonus rate there. Or not, I'm sorry, 10% no. About a little bit more than 10%, but still. Zyko is switching sides. Oh, the Charger misses. They're to go for rocks. The rock misses. They just get dings of damage. Not going to be a lot. Here goes another rock. Not going to land.
Oh.
Zyko's getting chipped down quite a bit before he commits. This is a lot of damage.
I mean, this is very aggressive Survivor gameplay. Completely wrapping around that large edifice there to shoot down the tank. 48.99 is the HP left on Zyko, and he hasn't done anything yet. Boomer Smoker Hunter, he doesn't really have what he wants. He goes second pass, so Boom hops in, instantly picked, as one would expect. And now he's only got 2 SIs. Frustration ticking down. He does desperately walk around, tries to find a glimpse of the survivors to buy him a little bit more time. And honestly, he does an amazing job at doing so. I think he's getting some vision on Ellis there. And there's not much damage being responded. So he buys himself plenty of time. Now we got to charge a Smoker Hunter. And Uwin's got to be careful. The jump in with the smoke. And that guy's immediately into the corner. Down goes Zanny. Smoke pool again. Not getting cleared as Hikaru turns to look at the charge, which also gets some smacks. Oh my god, Nick not quite going to go down, but some amazing damage out of Hokori, and leaving Uwin, again, most likely losing the chapter and continuing to go further down in the hole.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll do a damage evaluation upon the pickup. All these pills should be committed, so we'll have to wait till they eat all the pills. And they're down to 445 and no 425, and now it is only about a 50-point delta in favor of Uwin, but Uwin has to take at least 2 more special infected attacks. Shotgun player gets separated from the team, a little too aggressive, and that is going to be Hikaru. Oh my goodness, they're going to lose all that bonus, and now it's definitely going to be another win for Hokori. I don't know what Hikaru was doing there. No, they even pre-spawned, and he just ran out in there.
Yeah, I don't know. He was definitely feeling himself, but you're playing on high ping. You're not going to get those hero plays as much, you know, when you're playing with such a much higher delay than something like 20 MS or something like that if you're connecting to Germany for these Russian players. But regardless, you know, maybe a little higher than that. But regardless, the damage continues to come out, and not just that, but just slowing them down, bleeding them out. Boom comes out on Hikaru, and he just hides on the ATM, and I think this is such a brilliant play. Okay, he dies without popping the ATM. Well done. I think that was Nick, maybe got the angle on him far enough away, pops him without triggering the ATM. and this might be the end. But, of course, we got the Jockey Hunter Smoker. The question is, will Grizz get his SI? They're trying to make it so that he will. 3 seconds left. Jockey Hikaru dies. Only 3 SIs left. There's a Hunter Smoker. Smoker, or Spitter, pre-spit. Smoker going to get cleared. Should be the end of the round here after all. But, yeah, Hikaru dies off.
3v3 comes out, and they'll make it, but they're going to drop a couple more points again. And now Hokori, 31.96. Uwin, 22.81. They're running out of time now. They need a big Chapter 4 and a great tank spawn.
Yeah, this has been a slow grind from Hokori starting off big, about 500 points on Chapter 1, with that 81% tank, just able to let their strategic advantage. And also just, I mean, Hokori, like, I felt like, you know, around this time last year, GOAT was getting... or a little bit later than around this time last year. But regardless, GOAT was getting a couple wins against Hokori. And that was a huge thing at the time because no one was beating Hokori. And the wins were on this Dead Before Dawn campaign. And if I was them, I would just avoid this campaign like the plague. But you know what Hokori does? They do the exact opposite. They just play it more. They play it over and over and over again. They've been allowed to by Blaze. And so we are going to get to see the 4th chapter of this play out. It's not going to be a forfeit win in favor of Uwin. It is going to be Hokori with quite a dominant performance so far. Will they be able to finish the job with a new 4th player, Celeste? It is going to be a 3-1 Charger, Smoker, Hunter, and a boom as we wait for this first hit.
Thank you, Window Chime, for reminding me to update to Windows 11. I appreciate it. And the Hunter is just pouncing around. Remember, there is no Spitter here, so this is going to be difficult to get damage. They just want the delay for sure. Boomer is big on landing. The Charger lands. The Boomer does not. That's the biggest play. And now they're just going to have some scratches. We're going to try to debate this so they don't take damage. But this is going to give time for the other spawns to come up. This is all just baiting. And they're actually going to land. Smoker lands. And they actually get almost 5% out of that. That actually ain't too bad at all.
Yeah, it's a delay, but at the same time, now 2 SIs are down once again, and they've got 10 seconds, and the survivors were able to get a pretty good way through the chapter before those SIs died off. I mean, it's obviously just a couple footsteps forward, but every footstep counts. They're going to go for the spit block. Oh, it's going to come out a little bit of damage up to Ellis. Rochelle should be fine to run across. What is Rochelle doing? She is taking her time. The alarm gets popped. The jockey as well. Why is she not getting taken to a side room? What is that? Okay, she's going to go down regardless. Now, Ellis says, he gives himself up to the tank. He says, take me, tank. A Yab is going to go down. 2,500 HP left on Axe Curl as he tosses E-Rock through with astronomical precision hits. Nick Charge is going to land, is going to beat the white. This is absolutely absurd. How is this happening? Uwin has done it as Zyko goes down. 128 points is all they'll get.
No, the Spitter actually turned out to be the game decider because it spit blocked and Grizz chose not to run through it, and the other survivor ran back through the spit to get to Grizz and not be alone, and that's all it takes is a split-second decision not to work out in your favor, and that's how it goes. And this was the opportunity that Uwin needed, so let's do some evaluation. It is 700 distance. All they have to do is walk in, and it's less than a 300 delta point game now. That's all they have to do is just walk. Actually, 400, I'm sorry. About 340. Yeah, 340 it'll be if they make it in with no bonus. So all it takes is 340 bonus to make this an even game to call the finale now. That's how tight this is right now, and this is exactly what Uwin needed, and now they're going to have to perform on their survivor side with an extremely difficult tank spawn now, with an event ATM alarm right next to where the tank is. Very dangerous.
Uwin has the possibility to be leading by a number of 100 points after this chapter ends. That is how serious this situation that Hokori has landed themselves in. It's been a slow grind out, but the thing is, those major flips can still happen, especially when the director is willing to be so generous and so gracious of a host. Charger, Smoker, Hunter, boom for Hokori. as the survivors walk it out, Uwin is in danger of being charged by the side, but Hikaru is doing his job, standing, blocking the spawn. Charge is now able to walk in. Doesn't land it, though. The clearance speed is crazy. Boom going to be emptied away. All the SIs are dead. No Boom. No knockdowns. They're running through. Hikaru does get slowed down a bit. The first SI up is probably going to be a spit, if not the second. Going to be up probably 5 seconds left. What do you think, MK?
I think they hold W, run right through the spit, get out in the open. No hesitation here. Right here. Run right through this. Run right through it. The spit is in the wrong area. This tank's going to commit right away. Just take him right here. And this is what they're going to do. He's going to try to get up. Oh, he fails as the jump, though. The jockey tries to grab the back survivor. They're not paying attention to it. His first punch is down to 2,600. Turns, get another punch onto Ellis. He's punching different survivors. Oh, he misses a punch. The charger does land. Gets 2 slams. It's cleared. He's going to throw an E-Rock. He does get it, and Uwin's gonna kill this tank without an in-cap, and Uwin has so much opportunity, but they're gonna in-cap him anyways to pop the pills, and they're gonna have 75% bonus left now after they eat the pills, 72.1, and Uwin is firing at all cylinders, and they can take the lead as long as they can make it in with just about half of this bonus now. That's all they need.
Think back to how many points Hikaru lost for his team by running too far forward. Triple Boom on the back line. Uwin has got to contain their excitement. They've got to treat it like another day at the office here. If they get too excited, they're going to throw everything that they just earned into the trash. They have waited so long for this moment. Finally, they find an opening in the match, and they pick the spit. The boom is done. It's going to be a Smoker Hunter. The boom is actually still alive. The boom comes in for 2. Smoker is dead. The hit's done. Sure, it was a double boom, but all the SIs are dead. They're going to be able to drop in, and they're probably even going to make it all the way into the Richardson Atlantic store as well. Allow them to set up back there, and this is absolutely absurd. 1,800 points still in the pockets of Uwin.
Wow, this is big for them. Corey needs to get some good value here. They're in danger of being to the point where they can't make it up on the finale. If they, oh my gosh, the ski coming out. The charger doesn't make it. The spit block falls off the top, but it spreads up to Ellis, and Ellis got to walk through it. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Zanny, and they'll get great value, almost 180 damage from that spit. And that drops them down to 990 here now. Remember, they only need, what was it, I think 340 to take the lead. So right now, if they walk in, they're going to have the lead by about 680-ish, somewhere around that vicinity.
They found another set of pills. All 4 players with pills. Coach is low, but he gets the ski. Smoke cooldown, but it doesn't matter anymore because there's no spit. Ellis gets boomed for 1. That is it. Almost 1,000 bonus left. Sure, they have taken a little bit of damage, but they can definitely shake it off here as they exit Costello's haunted food court. They're going to go ahead and go through the pipeline. No spit available in here. Of course, a spit is going to be available as they walk out. I do believe it's going to be a Charger Hunter Jockey spit. Yes, indeed, it is ready to go. Massive hit planned for Uwin. They need to not get isolated. Hikaru, another spit pick. Jockey coming through, does lose the 1v1 against the Jockey, but now there's a Hunter and a Charger completely stranded. Team not on the same page. Hunter getting a scratch. That's going to be it. Now the Charger, Celeste, the ringer here for Hokori, has been absolutely stranded for the rest of his team. Charger waiting, needs to do so much damage with the rest of this as the boomer is ready. He's jumping, he's waiting for the spawn. He's gonna have to leave it behind as Uwin continues to push forward. No stairwell hit, and this is coming to the end. Final hit, final chance, and all it's gonna be is a 2-2 smoke charge.
Yeah, it's no matter what, Uwin's going to have a really good lead. Oh, they set the alarm off, but they go right now. Interesting.
Well,
I mean, that was questionable. They hit the alarm. I would have waited a little bit, but Uwin's going to roll it in. And does Hokori just call GG? This is going to be a really good lead. Let's see what they say. And it looks like we're going into the next chapter, and Uwin's going to have a lead by almost what the distance of the map is worth. Crazy turn of events.
That is insane. Of course, the upside for Hokori is the fact that they definitely have the potential to get a lot of bonus in here. The downside of them, of course, is that the flip side is true for Uwin. They've got to shut down the survivors, and it's not that easy. Like, the spawns aren't that amazing. You've got some ceiling spawns, like holes in the ceiling that you're trying to catch the survivors off guard with. Around some certain vehicles, you can find some value as well. So, but it's not that amazing hits wise. A lot of this is going to come down once again to tank play. We've got some hittables, but if I remember correctly, they are not going to be in capping hittables. So yeah, this is just going to come down to Hokori needing to play out of their minds, push every single advantage, maybe somehow get a tank wipe against UN. The bar is going to be set very high for them, and it's absolutely crazy that this is the timeline that we're at. But it shows you just how important and how influential the director can be in a match.
Oh, where's the? Oh, there's the Uwin team. They're all spectating. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know why they were spectating.
I mean, all the pill spawns on this map are stationary, anyways. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not like scouting the map gives you any advantage because there is no extra information you can get on this campaign. All the pills are in the one room up top. So if anybody was thinking Uwin got an advantage from spectating, absolutely not. There was no advantage whatsoever on this finale. Hunter Spit will land. Jockey looking for a target. The Charger gets a stumble in the Spit. And this is going to be big damage onto Uwin. And look at Rochelle now, all the way down to 57. What a big opening hit coming out from Hokori.
She couldn't move. Costello's food court. They need to get some better workers in here, leaving their drink trays and such scattered along the ground. That is absolutely an inordinate amount of damage. They should never be taking that much damage from that hit. It's common to see 1 to maybe 2% come out from that hit. Very much not 12. As another hit comes out while they're still in the Costello's food court, Hikaru said that they don't know this finale, and I don't think they do at all. I have never in my life seen so much damage come out in this area. I have never seen a team so separated through here. Rochelle is lost at Walmart. She's just running through the aisles, and she can't find what she needs.
Damn, they jumped over the fence and had to reset, and Hokori took advantage of it, giving a 2-hit average of 15%. And look at this, they just run into a charge spit, then a spitter. Oh, this good block there by Coach. Coach saved Hikaru there.
He did.
Oh my goodness, what a play by Coach.
This is not the first time that Hikaru has been caught rage rushing in this session, especially after, him and his team clawed their way back and put themselves in this finale position. I would like to see a little bit more care being brought to the way that this is being played out. I mean, this is exactly the situation that Hokori needed to find a win here. They have every opportunity to relax and regroup, but look, it shows you how important the map knowledge is. Charge, spit, smoke, pull down. This is a waking nightmare for Uwin. They have no idea where they are right now. 50% of the bonus has been lost, and I have a bad feeling that a lot more is going to be lost by the time this is done.
Yeah, I mean, they've lost half of their points already, and they've even gotten to the tank. Boomer, look, they're not even paying attention to anything that's going on right now. Everything is landing with ease. Hunters, Chargers. This looks like they're just going to wipe out at the tank at this rate.
Almost certainly. I mean, don't get me wrong, the tank is definitely not a cakewalk for the SIs. And speaking of the tank, this is pretty much the area that we're going to see the tank fight. It's going to be in the hands of the ringer, Celeste. He's going to have so much pressure on his shoulders, but you know that Celeste is no stranger to it. They called in out of ranks, but they called in a very reliable player, ex-member of Hokori at some points. Boom, lands, smoke behind. More damage seeping out as a jockey lands. Hikaru loses another 1v1, gets dragged into the spit. I mean, this guy is a serious liability here at this point for his team. I really hate to say that, but Uwin is out of pills, and Hikaru is just running forward, bleeding out. He is slow now as well. And look, as his team runs forward, He's running back. Now we've got Xturo caught completely out, almost getting charged, separated. The tank is dropping directly in with the car, and a double smack. Hunter lands, more damage coming out. Uwin is getting wiped with ease. Celeste is absolutely bringing the house down here. The parking lot being left in shambles as he continues to play games with his car, but Rochelle has picked up Hikaru, only for Hikaru to go straight back down to a car that couldn't stop moving. Celeste gonna get the rock, gonna get the smack, gonna get the kill on Xturl, and the wipe for his team. 322, and I gotta say, for those of you Dota 2 fans, it feels like a 322 moment right now out of Uwin.
Yeah, like, wow, what is Uwin just look like they were an amateur team this whole chapter, like they have never played the game before. It was incredible by, I guess it's just the knowledge of the map, and that's not an excuse. I don't want to like put Uwin down here too much, but it is your responsibility to know the map that you're playing every chapter, including the finale. And I know that the European community doesn't really like playing the finale, but when you're playing a tournament that does play it, you should at least practice it or know where to go. And now Uwin has to, let's see, what does Hokori need? They're down, what, 900? Yeah, they're down 900, so they need 400 bonus. That's it. Just 400. Yep, 400 bonus even.
Spiff says Left 4 Dead 2 is all about memorization, no skill at all. I obviously do not agree at all with the second half, but he's definitely onto something with the first half. Map knowledge is so important, and memorization of what's going to be coming next is incredibly important. You saw Uwin got caught like a fish out of water time and time again here on this finale. But you know what I love that Hokori does? They take that memorization another level. They're constantly elevating. They're taking their expectations of what a team is going to be facing, and they turn it on its head time and time again. They had that slip up in Chapter 4, but as a whole, they've been absolutely dominating, but they haven't finished the job.
Have no idea where to spawn at. They just walked it in from far away, so this is going to be a long chapter for Uwin, unless they can figure this out very quickly.
Yeah, you know, they're going to be doing what they can. Stick to the fundamentals, right? They already got hit by a couple very strong Hokori hits. You know, they can piece together what they remember from that. But also, you know, there plenty of adaptations that can be had from the SI team of such a top team. So we'll see what they can piece together here as they just stick to the fundamentals. Early spit comes out. This is a poo too, you know, so they try the early spit. They're going to go ahead and sack the spit off first to guarantee that they get a good second hit. Corey just going to be joking around, kind of waiting as long as they wish. In comes the smoke, in comes the boom after the jockeys died off. Hey, I think the jockey got in for a scratch, or actually landed on the head as well. So they did get some damage from that, you know, but still, it is going to be Uwin basically sacking that hit and trying to set up better for the second one.
Reloading.
Yeah, they transitioned through the out through that building very quickly, and Uwin just knows nothing about it. They're just frantically trying to find a spawn right now. Let's see if they can capitalize and do some damage onto Hokori. And looks like Hokori's just taking this slow, allowing Uwin to see if they're going to hit on their terms. And this is smart from Uwin, waiting this out. The only problem is Uwin stood on the ground when Hokori is all on top of everything, making it extremely difficult for the special infected to grab them. And
there is no smoker. There is no pull down. There you look at this. The coach just flexing, walking over to the pipe, shooting it, or to the vent area, just letting them know, you know, you can spawn in here. Here's a spot you can spawn if you're feeling it. Just kind of waiting for Uwin to finally pull the trigger. Hokori looks like they're not going to budge. I mean, they've waited it out. I unfortunately, as in people in the caster spot, we can't see the anti-bait timer, but I got to think that Hokori, they are eventually going to start moving forward. Hunter spawning in from behind, going to try to manipulate the shotgun player, this SMG players, as the charger goes in forward, but they shut it down. It's just going to be a Hunt spit with maybe a common scratch that's just trying to get out of there, but MK, we're talking like 2% maybe.
Yeah, this is not enough damage at all. And not only that, but I believe Hokori, Uwin went right by where all the pills were. They didn't even go shopping. They just ran by it and spawned the tank. So they had a survivor slow, which led to their demise. There's a smoker up here. Comes the boomer. Smoker's going to land. Nice boom coming in. Jockey lands as well. Charger is very late. They're getting good damage. The jockey almost around the corner. Okay. They dip him down there. Remember, they don't got to wipe him, but they got to get that bonus below 430 now. And that's pretty close. Or 400. 400, I'm sorry.
Uwin hits him with the Cedapug special, which is where you get the jockey on a boom target. You bring him into the boom. The crowd of all the commons, and the survivors just can't clear the commons, so you get tons of damage out of that. 83.6% is what they're going to get knocked down to. Jockey, Charger, Hunter, and a Spit ready to go.
Reloading.
And we wait as Hokori again brings the pace down to 0. They don't need to rush it. They need to clear out all the commons, get themselves a clear path down to the lower level, because that's really where you're supposed to be fighting this tank, is down at this lower level, away from this car for sure. Unless they want to set up like how Grizz is, but the car can be knocked up in there as well. In comes the hit. Jockey lands, quickly cleared. Hunter lands, pretty slowly cleared, but the hit is done with plenty of time for the survivors to walk it back.
And Zanny needing to be a hero for his team. No, I mean, not necessarily a hero, but I think he needs to get 2 win caps to put his team in a good spot. I think that'll be the good number. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that because Hokori's got a lot of knowledge, but all it takes is for 1 Hunter to land, and then him to in-cap him, and then 1 other special to get him a corner. And if he can do that, as they go for a boom here, I believe that might be enough. 878 bonus, 478 more than that'll give Hokori the win. And of course, Uwin wants to knock that down. The question is, can they knock?
That is the question. That is the question. I think we're going to have a Jockey Hunter Charger here for Uwin, and he's just going to roll it in.
And they are just holding S. They're just going to run backwards. All right, he is in. He's up on top of the truck. He's already down to 3,000 HP. His spawns come up really early. The Charger is already dead. The Hunter and Jockey are only, he gets 1 punch there. He switches over to Coach. The Hunter lands. He's not cleared. He'll get his 1 in-cap, but that's all this is going to be now. 1 in-cap tank, maybe a rock. No, it won't even leave his hand. And we'll have to do a point evaluation upon the pickup. But right now, Uwin is going to need quite a bit more damage. Let's see.
Thanks.
Anytime.
I think he's going to eat pills, and they'll have 658 bonus.
Thanks.
That means they have 228 left to take off Hokori.
I got this.
They want to make a comeback, but they're going to find pills, so the bonus goes back up to 683, making 283 the number that Uwin has to delete now. Question is, can they do it?
We'll certainly see. Hokori is not done with this chapter yet by any means. They did an amazing job dealing with the tank, but they did suffer a full in-cap by the way that they basically cornered themselves. I like the play. And in comes the hit. Smoke charge attempted, but Smoke not able to land, and either way, the charge gets absolutely annihilated. They do get stumbled into a double boom, into a scratch as well, so the damage is not non-existent, but still, Hokori lives to fight another day. That being said, MK, there is a stairwell coming up. There's a spit with the stairwell. There's definitely some potential for a massive hit, but if they can survive this single hit, they're pretty much good to go.
And they found more pills. There's actually more than what I've seen there, which is interesting. Hunter pouncing around, trying to find a target. Charger coming in late. Charger does land, and the spitter gets blocked, but the Jockey is riding. 2 slams. Oh, Hokori is not getting the clears. Their bonus is melting away down to 429. There's only 29 points left now, and it looks like Uwin is going to be able to clutch this up. Hokori made the mistake of eating those pills. They had to save all of them now. They find an extra set. Now they have 52 points to... How many pills did they find?
Dude, that's a good question. I'm not gonna lie. When Uwin sent that hit, I was like, what are they doing? This stairwell hit. In the end, they get the best of both worlds. The spit failing again, bro. If these spits could have landed, I mean, this match would have already been over. These spits are choking out of Uwin, but still, they're pushing the damage through. 460 bonus is what's left for Hokori.
They found more pills. Where are they finding
No.
all these pills? How many sets of pills were
Pre-spit.
there?
They want to keep them trapped in here so that they can send the hit before they walk out into the open, or at least maybe get some rocket spawns. No, they're just going to be saving the spit for another second or two. Boom, not finding anything. Charge coming through with the charge. What was that? And the spit comes out. Oh my god. What was the number?
400. They have 48 points. They need to do 48 damage.
Oh my god.
And they'll get 2 more
I
chances.
think Hokori's done it. I'm calling it now. I don't think they get that damage. This is such a strong setup for the survivors. We'll have to wait and see, but I don't think they do it. I think Hokori has done it.
Uwin's got to go quickly. They got a quad here. If they go now, they'll get another hit. Hunter's already spawned. Smoker's going. Hunter coming in. Charger misses. And they did it! Uwin's gonna get the victory over Hokori and knock him down to the loser bracket. They've done it, Null. What a close game this was. Wow. Uwin does not choke on the finale. They lock it in. Beautifully done by them, but they'll get one more chance for damage anyways.
The Hokori Uwin grudge match, this could not have played out any better. You get to see the Hokori masterclass through the early game, the underdog. Oh,
The
with the boom! And here comes the hit. They want more damage just to make a statement, just to guarantee that they've truly done it. And they get even more damage as Hokori drops down to 368. Wow, I mean, what a grudge match. Run back, it did not disappoint. Russia versus Peru. Could you have asked for a better way to kind of start your early evening on a Wednesday? What an insane match. If you missed any of it, go back and watch it. You're going to love this match. Wow, what do you think, MK?
That is going to be Uwin getting the victory over Hokori with a campaign score of 4,227 to 4,193. GG,
Whoa.
no. What a game on a Wednesday, and what a treat for us.